We know you've missed us. We have not posted some baking videos in a while, but now that we're both fully vaccinated, we're super excited because this week you've got two videos coming up. Two videos coming up this week. Today is Torte and tomorrow is soup. That's right, we're doing Torte and soup. We went looking for a recipe for Torte
and soup.
So a lot of this Torte recipe, which came from my sister-in-law, Julianne, by the way. Thank you, Julianne. There's going to be some modifications. First of all, it's supposed to be done, it's 2 layers. It's supposed to be done in an 8-inch round cake tin, and guess who doesn't own any 8-inch round cake tins? So we're going to do 3 mini loaf pans. So it's going to be a 3-layer Torte. It's going to be cool and small and rectangular, but a lot of it involves a mixer and separating eggs, and so I'm going to probably skip through a lot of that. So as I said, this is a Torte recipe I got from my sister-in-law, Julianne. It's called a Blitz Torte, and I'm going to insert pictures of it right now, and we're going to ooh and ah. Ready? Ooh. Ah. Okay, but I'm going to make a few modifications. As I said, first of all, it's going to be smaller and rectangular and taller, and I'm going to add bananas to the cream filling. So it's like banana creamy, and why am I doing that? Because it calls for shortening, and the only shortening I have in the house is that Trader Joe's. Oh, let me show you. It's Trader Joe's coconut oil, which is one of my favorites in the world, but it's just the right consistency to be a great shortening, but it's going to add a little coconut flavor. So I thought, what goes with coconut better than bananas? So we're going to cut away for a little bit because I have to do things like separate eggs and measure flour and crap like that, and nobody wants to watch that, right, Jim?
I enjoy it, but I don't know. I can't speak for others.
Well, we'll just see how it goes. Hey, Jim, you want to help? What? Omelet? Omelet, will you help me? All right. Eisenhower, will you help? 0 for 3. Okay, so this should be interesting. So I've got my mixer out, and I've separated the eggs, and there's the egg whites, which we're going to beat until they're foamy. And then we've got a cup of half powdered sugar and half granulated sugar, which we're supposed to add to this mixture a tablespoon at a time. And then we beat it until it is stiff and glossy. This could take some time, so bear with me. Meringue achieved. I made merengue and I did cha-cha. See how it's glossy and it's stiff. You can see it just like that. Oh. Ooh, okay. Did I have to resort to using cream of tartar or not? You'll never know because I turned the camera off.
What's cream of tartar?
Who cares? Okay, in this next step, we're going to blend our shortening, our magic Trader Joe's coconut oil shortening, and we're going to add some powdered sugar and some milk and the egg yolks, and then gradually add flour, baking powder, and salt. Hi, baby. This is Omelet. You see Omelet? He's a good boy. Okay, and then that will become our batter. We'll do that in the pans, we'll add the meringue, and we'll bake it, but you'll see that part in just a second. We ended up with this really awesome batter here. Now the trick here is I have to divide this into 3 to put into 3 buttered and floured loaf pans. And then I have to divide that meringue into 3 and coat the top of those 3 batters. We'll check back in a sec. While buttering and flouring loaf pans can't really be said to be anybody's forte, it's my forte. I prefer to use a soft margarine like Country Crotch.
You say this isn't your forte, but it looks like a pretty good torte.
I find that the flouring part is really a mixture of good wrist technique and wasting a lot of flour. See, I would say if the French people believed in buttering and flouring their baking tins, why, I would say I've out-Frenched the French. So I've officially learned a few lessons. Number 1, 3 mini loaf pans is 1 mini loaf pan, too many loaf pans. So I had to adjust on the fly back to 2 mini loaf pans. Lesson number 2, this batter, while lovely, is not what I would call self-leveling batter. Anyone who's ever done any home renovations will know what I mean by that. Or anyone who's ever baked a cake using a cake mix out of a box will also know what I mean by that. Isn't it fun when you can pour a cake batter into a pan and it just sort of levels itself? Yeah, that doesn't happen with here. So I worked hard at what may be a disaster. Number 3, coconut oil is very strong scented. It smells great. I love it. Thank God we're going with almonds and bananas for the center cream. Lesson number 4, let's put the meringue on and see what happens. It looks like there's a way huge amount more meringue than I need. Okay, you know what looks freaking awesome? These sugared, almonded, meringued beauties. These are gonna go in the oven. We'll check in later. This is Eisenhower. He wanted to participate today, but there was a lot of construction going on outside on the street, and it made him nervous. So he was kind of hiding most of the time. Right, buddy? Yeah. So why exactly are we doing this today? Well, a couple of reasons. First of all, it's a bit gloomy out, and you can see that on a gloomy day, what's better than a little bit of baking? Also, though, today's a Monday, and yesterday Jim and I got our second COVID-19 Pfizer shot. Very exciting. Why did I say COVID-19 Pfizer shot instead of just Pfizer shot? You guys should know what I mean by that. Because in 20 years, people will have already forgotten that COVID-19 was a thing. So think of this as a historical record. What's a Pfizer shot? COVID-19, people. Anyway, so we got our second COVID-19 Pfizer shot yesterday, and we were thinking we were going to be maybe laid up, not feeling too good today, so I made plans to bake. And as it turns out, we're feeling great, other than a little bit of arm pain last night. We had sore arms all the way up until we went to bed. It's been super easy, and in fact, I normally play about 3.5 hours of tennis on Mondays, and a bunch of people said, don't do it, you're going to feel terrible. Well, as it turns out, I could have played tennis. So to all of you who said don't do it, I say thanks a lot. Now I'm stuck baking and eating things that are just going to make me gain weight. Like I said, just a sore arm.
My arm hurts.
So I'm making the cream filling now. It's basically milk, egg yolks, sugar, cornstarch, and salt. I'm heating it up here in a medium saucepan. Once it boils for 1 minute, I will take it off, I will cool it, I will add the vanilla, and the cakes are coming out right now. My God, it's all happening at once. Let's see what this looks like. Whoa! Wow! Look at that. Can you see that? It's incredible. Ooh. Oh. I think the meringue has set. So we're going to call these babies done. The cakes are done. Look at that. The meringue cracked a little bit here, but I think that's going to be okay. Maybe this one goes on the bottom, this one goes on the top. And here's the cream filling, and look at that. I'm as surprised as you are that it thickened. We just have to let it all cool before we assemble. Wow. This is the terrifying part of trying to get these beautiful, beautiful cakes out of these pans. Yikes, close up. Look at that. What? Nice. You'll see that there's a layer of cake batter topped by a layer of meringue covered with almonds. Really beautiful. This is one of the two cakes. We're going to put our cream filling in the middle, which we just made a few minutes ago, and to which I added bananas, because like I said, bananas and coconut, right? So I'm going to put some on here, and we'll see just how dangerous this whole process really is.
Weird that you said we.
There's way too much filling, and now we put this on top, and it's going to collapse the whole thing because it's giant and huge, and I love it. And then it's going to go in the fridge, and it's going to chill for an hour at least. But look at that. I wonder if it's supposed to look like this. Julianne, what do I do?
It looks like
I like it.
It's like the biggest egg salad thing I've ever seen.
Oh, yes, egg salad. All right. See you in a while.
It's amazing. It's like a double-decker bus.
Well, there it is. It's the Blitz Torte. It's been chilling in the refrigerator for a few hours. It's a huge mess. I'm going to say if we'd done it in the round, probably all of that filling wouldn't have just sort of fallen off. But hey, whatever. It's going to taste awesome using a giant knife here. And again, remember, I'll show you the layers once we get through it here. Oh, good heavens, yes. This is probably a piece that will cause diabetes, so maybe we'll just cut it in two. Okay, so I will remind you that what we're seeing here is a layer of cake, meringue, cream filling, cake, meringue. Look at that. That actually looks really good. Wow. Does it show up okay?
Yeah, it looks great.
All right, awesome. So we'll cut here, and then we'll have a taste test in the living room. Well, here we are. Taste test time. And you notice Jim is taking the standing up approach while I've taken the lying down approach. But look at all these beautiful layers as we discussed. Cake meringue with that cream in the middle. Shall we just
It's impressive. You go first.
Okay. I'm gonna take a bite of each: the cake, the meringue, and the cream. It's good. The cake is a little dry, but the cream makes up for it.
I'll be the judge of that. All right, ready?
I'm so ready.
Okay, so I'm going to start here.
Mm-hmm.
I might put mine down. It's going to stand up. It's amazing. Right, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
The banana cream stuff's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Is the cake a little dry?
Let's find out.
Oh. I will say the bottom and sides of the cake are a little browner than I might have wanted, but I had to keep it in the oven long enough to set the meringue, so. And you can taste the coconut, which I like.
Yeah. Tastes wonderful.
So a 10 on the taste and a what on the texture?
This would be good with, a bitter coffee or something to add some moisture to
Yes. All right. Well, thank you all. I hope you've enjoyed the Blitz Torte. And remember, we've got recipes for torte and soup. So we'll be back with our African peanut soup before you know it. Thank you. Thanks, Julianne.
It was empty.
What was empty?
My fork.
Oh. Nice.